Welcome all to a good news from Block 5 with me, your host SJ. I hope this pod finds you very well. First things first, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a 5-star review or a 5-star rating. These are all things that help the pod get a greater reach and allow more people to come and listen to sensational content. Thank you very much. Uh, so last night, the boys returned home back to the Emirates, back to the Fortress to take on our La Liga opponents, Villarreal, in a 5-goal thriller. It didn't go our way. We just come to a 3-2 defeat and also lost on the post-game penalties. That's neither here nor there. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Just get into the show notes. The starting lineup. My thoughts. Firstly, I was happy that on the bench we had Big Gabby and Julian Timber back. Because I think we all were worried that they might not be available for our first couple league games, definitely our first league game, as they'd taken no part in pre-season to date. So it was good to see them back, and we was all hopeful that they'd get some minutes, as they did yesterday. Victor Gyökeres, his first game at the Emirates, home turf. Big expectations from the fan base. He's been the guy that's been brought in to lead us to the promised land, fire us to the title or a Champions League title. So yeah, it's good to see him. The midfield three, it's not our first choice. I would say they're all our backup midfield three in Christian Norgard, Moreno, and Ethan Waneri. So I mean, that would be different for them to play with Gyökeres. Um, I'm guessing next game that he will play with our starting three, but like I said, it's only pre-season, so it's no problem there. And yeah, I mean, there was no Havertz on the bench, but Mikel Arteta said that was due to Um, just he felt a knock the day before, so it's precautionary. And obviously Trossard, we know he got injured in the North London derby. And also there's been murmurs of possibly interest from other clubs like Fulham. So maybe we're just holding him back, so he doesn't get injured or reoccur his injury, so we can sell him with a hope of buying. Don't say it too loud. So yeah, I mean, going into the game, we all said we hope that Mikel Arteta will maybe loosen the reins, allow a bit more freedom for the players. And I'll be honest, in the first 5, 10 minutes, that's what I saw. I actually messaged the WhatsApp group, the chains are off, because it seemed like the boys had a bit more freedom. I mean, in the first 2 minutes, there was a moment where Christian Norgard had the ball, and you had Saka and Wineri on the right, and Marino had gone up to join Gyökeres, and you had Martinelli on the left, and he could have slipped the ball through for Marino, but he didn't force it. Um, he actually knocked the ball out wide to Martinelli, and then he had that unlucky run for Marino. But it was just encouraging signs there that maybe the boys were, focusing more on doing forward runs, getting into the box, give more options and forcing the defenders back, as opposed to the conventional horseshoe slow build up that we've seen in the last 18 months. So that was encouraging. We did well. Every time we lost the ball, the press was there, led by Gyökeres. Gyökeres was leading from the front, and he had his 4 players behind him, backing him up. And just behind them, Christian Norgard, who for me had a decent first half, was always there, backing up the play, snuffing out any little counter-attacks that they might have in their locker. And that was in the first 20 minutes. He made at least 4 or 5 interceptions, just breaking up the play there. Uh, and then Villarreal, I mean, they're a good team. They're a decent league outfit. They have Danny Parejo in the middle, 36 years old, very experienced. And he had I'll say young, I think 25, 26-year-old holding midfielder Gay. They seem to find their way. And Villarreal, from the start, they were trying to play out from the back. Our press was there early on, but after 15, 20 minutes, they started to begin to break our press, which started to cause us issues. They were transitioning well when they broke out, which seemed to be a feature from there on in the game. Uh, so once they broke our press, they seemed to have acres out wide, especially with our former player Nicolas Pepe. He seemed to find a lot of time on their right hand side. We had an early warning when he got the ball uh, in acres, dribbled, it came to nothing. But then that should have, yeah, like I said, should have just been a warning to the team as to how we need to set up and maybe swing over or drop back quicker if we're not getting there. Uh, their first goal, it came from the transition. The ball's gone out wide to Nicolas Pepe. MLS, he's gone over. Some would say he's gone over too slow, not too close tight enough. But he hasn't been beat down the outside, you know. Nicolas Pepe is a decent player still, even though he's aged since he left us. Could he got a bit tighter? Yes. But Pepe had enough time to get his head up and play the ball inside. And the midfielder, he's picked up the ball in a similar place where, for me, Jacob Murphy picked up the ball for Newcastle. There's no holding mid there to stop that pass, and there was no defender coming out to intercept that pass. I mean, unluckily, Marino had actually dropped alongside MLS to help double up and maybe got cover the line. So maybe if he had trusted MLS a bit more, he might have been in the other side of him to block that pass inside. But like I said, yeah, so the guy's got inside, got enough time on the ball. He's bent it, a shot past Raya, hit the post, come back off Raya's head. Second phase of the play, it's gone out to their left mid. He's whipped the ball in. There's a bit of a melee, um, resulting in Raya pushing the ball out. And Pepe, Johnny on the spot, was there to tap it in for a 1-0 lead. It was, at the time, for me, it was against the run of play. Because I think we had been on top for for the most part. But you know, if you don't take your chances or if you don't create chances, then this is going to happen. Our only chances in the first 20 minutes was us getting the balls down wide and just whipping the ball in the box. It was very unlucky actually because Joker was in there, but every time the ball came in, he'd be there and the ball went there. And when he went there, the ball went there instead. So it was a bit unlucky. On another day, some of our cutbacks, we find a player and we might be 2-0, 3-0 up at the time, but that wasn't the case. I mean, the game continued in a similar fashion, them transitioning on us. We wasn't really creating chances more from there on in. Even Ranieri, he was a decent bright spark. He got on the ball a couple of times, beat a couple of players. He was trying to slide Saka in. He actually did once actually slide him in, and Saka cut inside, had a decent shot for the keeper making a low save. But other than that, yeah, we had a competent game. Again, transition, let us go 2-0 down. The ball, it wasn't really a transition, to be honest. They were out wide, and their left backs just trotted down the field, unmarked. I'm not sure if Saka should be following him. For me, I think Ethan would have seen him run past him too. But it's definitely should be Saka or Ben White following their left back. He's got over the top, frees a bird, little cutback, a decent shot, like bottom corner, which Rise made a decent save for. Again, the ball's popped up, rebound, their striker, first to react. Again, yeah, Kivio, and then tapped it in. Sorry, I just remembered a bit about the first one. I'm about to say Kivio's name, but the first goal, when Rise made the save, Kivio's tried to shield the ball out. I'm not sure why he's trying to shield the ball out. He should just shield it, just to hook it away as he's trying to shield it. But I think he's trying to rely on the referee to help him out there. Yeah, I mean, just in general, Kivio just needs to be stronger going forward. He's had moments in the past where he's just not been strong enough. I can remember Mateta bodying him, Raul Jimenez at Fulham. He's gone down up against Brighton at home. He's got a little kick. So yeah, if he's going to stay in the team, he needs to be stronger, you know, because we can't be giving away silly goals like that. Yeah, so we're 2-0 down. Not what we expected. A deflated crowd. You know, there's lots of new fans there come to see the team because we went to General Sale. We don't usually get to see a team Class A. And yeah, we're 2-0 down, which wasn't really good. But we did manage to pull a goal back before half-time. Gabriel Martinelli, in Declan Rice's absence, was taking our corners on the right-hand side. I mean, usually his corners either hit the front post or overhit and go out for a goal kick on the other side. But he's actually found a decent cross in him today, or yesterday, shall I say. And he's whipped it far post. And Christian Norgard, who actually did zero movement, he didn't run around and leave his man. He was just set up at the far post, stood there, watched the ball come the whole way, and calmly headed the ball at the back post to make it 2-1 just for half time. I mean, I would have given the boys a bit of confidence. It may have changed Mikel Arteta's halftime team talk. I'm not too sure because I'm sure for him the result was actually mattering. It was about the performance, which wasn't good from the 20th minute, 15th minute onwards. So I'm sure. I mean, I don't think he would have given the hairdryer treatment, but he would have told the boys, "Come on, this isn't good. Fix up." And I think maybe he addressed this with a halftime change. It's probably a plan change anyway, to be honest. He brought on Martin Zubimendi and Christian Mosquera, both making their Emirate debuts in front of the home crowd. Mosquera started out a right back because he came on for Ben White. I don't think, I'm not sure of his natural position. I'm sure he can play there, fill in there if needs be. And obviously, Zubimendi came in at the base of our midfield. We started the second half actually bright, in my opinion. Again, forcing them back, and we obviously realised they would carry on trying to hit us on the break in the transition. Um, wasn't many shots. Jokeres actually had got in at one point. Marino, who actually for me played well, Marino. He was actually backing up the play, making a conscious effort to support Martinelli and make those third man unlapping runs in behind. Again, he got on the ball, slid the ball in for it could have been for Saka or Jokeres. And I think Saka's realised Jokeres is there. And obviously you leave it for your striker on his stronger foot to come round it and he smashed it near post. Tight angle. Keeps made a save he should make anyway. So yeah, that was one of Jokeres' few chances. He had a couple of chances in the first half that he made for himself. Could have possibly gone down for a penalty on the second one where he dribbled past two players. But that's neither here nor there. That's just me. Maybe I'm a cheat, I don't know. Um, so yeah, no chances of such of note at the start of the second half. We then bring on some more subs. We make six subs, five or six subs. We bring on Rice. We bring on, um, sorry, it's troubling me. We bring on Rice. We bring on Odegaard. We bring on Gabriel. Bring on Timber. We bring on Kepa, and we bring on Max Diamond. Um, sorry, brain fart there. Yeah, I mean this was a brighten up the game. Live at the team. And obviously give them minutes as well. Um, Max Diamond, firstly and foremost. It's a shame he plays in Saka's position. It really is a shame because this whole preseason he's come on with limited minutes and he's taken the game by scruff of the neck. He's used his minutes effectively to showcase his talent, and he did again yesterday. He's straight away got on the ball. He's very efficient on the ball. He doesn't really give the ball away too often. I think he did once yesterday where he had to track back. Um, but he dribbles with purpose. He knows he trusts in his own ability, and he's as soon as he came on, he was just beating his left back for fun. Probably gives left back nightmares, to be honest. And it's a shame that Gyökeres came off at the time when they all came on because the amount of times that Dalman beat his left back, he would have been there in the box to gobble up any cutbacks that Dalman was putting in. Um, but yeah, it's a shame. I mean, we might have to trial Dalman on the left hand side, but we'll get to that later. Uh, the game carried on as it was, to be honest, when them players came on. There wasn't much of a change. We kept the ball. But then they got a third goal in the transition on the counter attack. And this is what it is. We leave two on one at the back, which is fine. Because we trust our defenders, especially Saliba and Gabriel when they play together. Because the two man mountains, very aggressive, very strong. Um, but there was a ball in the field into the midfielder and they beat Declan Rice. And once that happens, it's like once we beat our first line of the midfield, the game just opens up for opposition. And so they beat Declan Rice, got the freedom in the Emirates. Dan Juma, the former Bournemouth and Tottenham player, yuck. He's not being watched by the centre backs. He's just spun in lovely behind. He's got the whole freedom of our half to run into. And to be fair to him, he's very composed and found a good shot into the bottom corner. The shot reminded me of Raul Jimenez last season at Fulham. You don't really score them too often, but as a top player, you actually do expect to score them. But usually him scuff wide, drag wide, or just shank near post. But it was a very good finish. And Mosquera was actually unlucky because he showed a good turn of pace to actually get back and try and block the shot. But another 5 yards he might have got there, but he just didn't quite make it. Yeah, I mean that's just the thing. If we're going to play two at the back, we need to be switched on, and we just need to be able to cut out the first um, issue. So we need to be able, our midfield need to be able to be pressing and set up needs to be right to avoid issues where we can just be beat once in the midfield and the opposition has the whole freedom to do what they want and get us on a transition. It's because I mean, especially our first game at Old Trafford, you can imagine Bruno Fernandes beating our press, beating our midfield, and then he's got runners like Cunha and Buemo, possibly Sesko on the break, just running at us. Yeah, sounds a bit chaotic. You don't want that. Um, so yeah, I mean, Max Diamond continued to be his brilliant self, and he actually won us a penalty after their second goal, after their third goal, sorry. Um, Ball into him from, I'm sure it was Mikel Marino, who had gone up front at this time. Um, yeah, so he's got the ball. He let it run across his body very cleverly. He sucked their defender in, let it run across his body. Here was right foot, and the defender's just been sold and gone through him. It was, yeah, stonewall penalty. Not much complaints from their players, I'm sure. Um, and Martin Odegaard stepped up to score his second penalty of pre-season. Both won by Diamond, both scored by Martin Odegaard. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just before that, just after Noni Madueke, he made his first appearance for the team at the Emirates this whole pre-season. Actually, it's his first game in the Arsenal shirt. I mean, yeah, like I was saying, we know it's underwhelming signing for us, a bit out of the blue, but he did get good ovation from the crowd, which is nice to see. On the left, I just think it's very difficult in this day and age if you're not able to go both ways on the side of your stronger foot. Every time Madueke got the ball, it looked like the defender knew, okay, you're going to try and beat me down, down the side, and the defender was ready for that. Um, at not one point did you think Noni Madueke was showing any ability to maybe drop the shoulder on the left side and come on his right foot because it's not his stronger foot. Um, if he's on the other side, you may go down the outside and just swing your right foot as a club, just swing and hope. But when you're on your stronger side, your tendency is to go down the outside and just whip it across. He did it once. He did a decent cross, got blocked, and then fell to Odegaard on the edge of the box, who had a poor touch and made nothing from it. But I just think in the next game, if Madueke starts, I think he needs to be able to plant a seed in fullback's brains, that he can go both ways. So that way it allows him to be more free and it opens up the game, obviously, for us more. And yeah, so that's what I think he should be trying to do. And then, yeah, the game just petered out after that. I didn't think we'd score another goal, to be honest. 3-2. We just see it out. And then we had penalties after. Not much to report. We lost that. Big Gabby had a chance to win non-penalties and keep made a decent save. And then our last penalty, Madueke, very casual, very nonchalant. And yeah, it was a very poor penalty that was saved by the keeper. Um, I mean, concerns, other than the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, it looked more of the same. Um, and a big concern was the amount of times we got beat in transition, which is, like I said, it's something we want to see from ourselves. We want to see us face beating teams on transition, but Villarreal look more equipped for it. I just don't understand how they were getting so much space on the wings, and we're not able to replicate that in our game. So yeah, that was just poor. That was a concern. Another minor concern of mine, Gyökeres. Yeah, decent game. Like I say, he was pressing well, made a couple of chances for himself, had that shot in the second half, straight at the keeper. But I'm still not sure. It didn't look like we was playing to his strengths. He made a couple of runs in behind, and we didn't put him in. I mean, that is his game. That is his game this season. He ranks high, very high in Europe in terms of sprints in behind, repetitive sprints in behind. So we need to find a way to play that game for him. You know what I mean? To find him and to play to his strengths because he's not going to replicate the amount of goals that he scored in Portugal if we're not playing to his strengths. It'll be a waste of money. It looked like we still lacked penetration down the middle, you know, always down the side. But if Joker is there, he's a big, strong man. We should be able to get the ball to him and link up with him. Similar like we used to do with Giroud. We used to have a lot of middle penetration with Giroud. He used to link up with like Ozil, Sanchez. Um, but yeah, we just need to get back to that. Um, but again, it's preseason. I'm not too downbeat. We've got another game, one last game, to put some, things right, iron out a few kinks. And yeah, I mean, our next game is against Atletico Bilbao on Saturday. There'll be a preview pod for that, of course. Um, Thank you for listening. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, leave a like on the video. If you're listening to Apple or Spotify, leave a 5-star review or a 5-star rating. All very much appreciated. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Until next time, all the best.